Welcome to episode 158 of Clarity Compressed. My name is Paul J. Daly. I will be your host. Today we're going to talk about and answer the question of where in the world, where do you put the tired? We're making our way through the fog of life, and clarity is understanding where we are on the map. You are here.
Let the good times roll.
This is Clarity Compressed. Now, so much is changing and so much is moving, and everybody's exhausted after 12 months of going through COVID, and your business changing and your life changing, and sometimes your job changing, sometimes losing people, literally losing people to death. With all of that change, it's easy to feel exhausted. It's easy to feel tired. It's easy to feel scared. And how are we supposed to keep moving when we're so tired and we're so scared? Well, we are supposed to keep moving. We are designed to be able to handle immense amount of adversity, immense amounts of pain and suffering so that we can triumph through it. The triumph of the human spirit. I believe that's the way we were created, to overcome these things, and we grow through them, and we begin to think and feel more deeply. We gain wisdom, we gain perspective, we gain clarity. And so as we were going through this, I had a team meeting this morning with my agency, and there were about 20 of us. I was reminded of this book right here. It's called What to Do When It Is Your Turn by none other than Seth Godin. And this book is a really great illustrated book. You know, it has all these pages, and they're all different stories that handle and take these little snippets of how you should take the baton when it's your turn to do it. And by the way, in the book, it says what to do it when it's your turn, and it's always your turn, meaning the control is always in your hands, how you react to a situation. And so when I first got this book, I loved it so much, I started cutting pages out of it, and I started hanging them around my office. And there are a few that made it from my last office to this office because they're so deep and meaningful to me, and they're a constant encouragement. And this morning that happened again when I happened to walk by it, happened to think of the position we're in as a company and how we're rebooting in 2021 after a long stage of COVID, after a long stage of ups and downs and a lot of change and transition. I'm feeling the mojo starting to build. And this page in particular is what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to read it for you. So as you can see here, it's got pictures of some marathon runners or some track athletes, and they're exhausted. This is the posture they have at the end of a race when they've left it all on the track. And here it goes. I'm going to read it to you. It says, where do you put the tired? And it says, everyone who runs the marathon gets tired. Yet there are no books called How to Run Without Getting Tired. That's because you can't. And everyone who takes their turn gets scared. So why is everyone always talking about how to do important work, give talks, make a ruckus, but without the fear? They're not talking about the fear. Of course you're going to get afraid. And the thing is, to finish the marathon, all you need to do is find a place to put the tired. Not avoid it, merely put it somewhere. And the same thing is true for the important work we need to do. It's impossible to run a race without getting tired. It's impossible to work out and build muscle without getting sore. It's impossible to go through life without being afraid, without getting exhausted. This goes for every area of life. It goes for work, it goes for family, relationships, children, grandchildren, new homes, new environments, new jobs. It's impossible to navigate those things. So when people talk about all the upside and all the good things and all the motivation without talking about the fear and the tired, well, then we're really off balanced. Taking a cue from Seth and just thinking about this principle, I'm just telling you right now, it's okay to be tired and exhausted and afraid, uncertain, anxious. It's okay to feel those things because you can never make it through without feeling those things. That's the point of this whole podcast. But what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to compartmentalize it? Where are you going to put it in a way that you can acknowledge it and you can give it its due consideration? But then you can also keep moving because like the marathon runner and the track athletes in this picture, right? If they stopped running when they felt tired or they felt like they were going to lose or they were afraid of the crowd or they were anxious because it was the Olympics, what if they just stopped running the second they felt those things? Well, it wouldn't work out really well, would it? You think of golf as one of those games where it's really, they say it's about your nerves. Can you manage your nerves? A lot of people can do it when no one's watching, but can you do it when you're under pressure? Same thing with public speaking, same thing with business, same thing with relationships and mentoring. A lot of people can talk a big game, can sing in the closet, but can you sing in front of people? All of these things have to do with what actually happens. Where do you put the tired? Where do you put the fear? I would propose the place to put the tired and the place to put the fear are really in a place that's subservient, big word there, subservient to your vision and why you really do what you do. Because unless you have that higher vision, unless you have that reason, that meaning for growing a company, that meaning behind raising a family, keeping a marriage healthy, that meaning for serving other people, right? If you don't have that meaning, well, then the exhaustion is going to just burn you and drive you into the ground. And so if you're feeling tired or anxious or run down right now, well, let's take a step back and ask why it is that you're engaging in the activities that put you in that mindset or put you in that position of being tired. Because your ability to compartmentalize and put the tired somewhere and put the fear somewhere is only going to be as effective as your desire and your ability to articulate the reason why you are even engaging in those activities in the first place. For me, from a business standpoint, when this life is over and when I'm out of here, right, when I'm off this planet, I want people to be able to say that their life was better because of the time they spent next to me, right? The reason I do that is because I want to see people grow. I want to see my team grow. I want to create more opportunity for my family. I want to help as many people as I can, whether that's you on the other side of this video, the people in my company, the people and the business people I interact with. I want to help people move forward, get more clarity and more perspective in their lives, because that's just what I want to do. I want to help people move forward. In my family, I want to be around for my children and my grandchildren. My goal is that I can spend the majority of the later years of my life with my kids and my grandkids. Like that's all I want. That is all I want. I don't want to chase around a little white ball. I don't want a big boat. I don't want to move somewhere else. I just want to be there. And so I'm doing everything I can to set myself up for that. So that helps me with the tired. And I want to give them my kids opportunity. That helps me with the tired and the fear. So where do you put the tired? Where do you put the tired? Do you put it in a healthy place and deal with it in a healthy way? Or do you deal with it in an unhealthy way? Right? A lot of people deal with the tired, stress, and anxiety in unhealthy ways, right? We're all subject to those desires, the ground balls, right? So when we have a bad situation or we have, some stressful things, there's some easy things that we can do, right? Some people resort to binge watching Netflix. Some people resort to eating boxes of donuts. Some people resort to substance abuse. Some people resort to relational abuse, right? Taking it out on other people. I'll say that when all those things come to mind, like that is not finding a good place to put the tired. We got to put the tired in a good place. And I think that good place is within the context of why we do what we do. So life is not going to be void of tired. It's not going to be void of anxiety. If you're feeling those things, it's okay. Let's deal with them in a good way. Let's put them in a healthy way. Because I believe God created us to contribute. I believe that He created us to overcome these tired things, these fears, these anxieties. It's supposed to be difficult because that's how we grow. The fear and the hurt and the strength and the stress, like that's how we grow. So whatever tired or anxiety or fear you're dealing with today, I hope that hearing this helps you put it in some context of why it is that you even engage in those behaviors, because the best place to put the tired is under the umbrella of what really matters and what really means something to you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for just any attention that you give to any of the content I make. It's so good to connect with you through the week. We're doing a lot of stuff. Hey, if you're not on the Clubhouse app, I hope you sign up. I hope you follow me at Paul J. Daly. I would love to connect with you there. It's been a lot of fun over the last weeks and got a lot of good things going on. But until the next time I see you, may you find a place to put the tired. And may that be in the context of the reasons that actually matter. Pursue clarity.
History's made in the moments. Heroes collide. It's all on the line with our backs against the wall. We